What's up guys, this is Adam McBain and welcome to my first full-length guitar video. Today on my bench I'm very excited to have one from my own personal collection. This is my Fender Squier Jim Root Signature Series Telecaster. Now, anyone who knows these guitars knows that they didn't come like this from the factory. I picked this up about 2 years ago on the marketplace for about 400 Canadian. This is by far one of the best Squiers I've ever played and one of my own personal favorite guitars. So what I did do to this guitar is I put a black 3-ply pickguard on it, some Fender locking tuners, and a Seymour Duncan Invader pickup. This thing is really badass and I love it. But today we're going to swap it out for some gold hardware and a new pickup. So stick around and let's get into it. So in front of me I have some of the parts that I picked up over the last few months, and I'm not 100% sure if all of these are going to go on the guitar, but we're going to try them out and see how they look. Charting a mystery, I'm hanging in the anticipation heat. Don't know what they did to me. Alright, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take out this Invader pickup. Now to access this, we're going to go around to the back and just pop off these screws, and that's going to open up all of our wiring. So then we'll heat up the soldering iron and we'll take that out. Probably going to pick up a Strat and do like a Tom DeLonge mod on it, since this is the pickup that he uses in his Strats. So I think that'll be a fun project for another video. So I'm going to set this aside for now and clean this up a little bit before we drop in the new pickup. Now this stuff can be difficult to play with, but if it gets all wrinkled up on you, that's okay. If it bends all up and you have to start over again, just start over again. Alright, so here we are, our Dimarzio Super Distortion 50th anniversary. Alright, so it looks like we're going to have to drill some holes down into the body cavity to allow those screws to go in deeper, because you can see that they're poking out a little bit on both sides. So that's not a big deal. We can pop this out, drill those down, and then they'll sit down in place.
I just wanna take you tonight.
Alright, so we're back and this is day 2 on this project. Last night I started this project a little bit too late, so I ended up calling it quits. I also had a lot of problems with my second camera. I haven't used it in about 4 years and the batteries are bad, so they're not holding a charge, but we're going to keep going with this and get this done today. So the next step that we're going to get into is just cleaning up some of the spots on this guitar before we add any more of the gold hardware. We do have our pickup in place now, and it looks fantastic. Have no idea how it sounds, and we won't until we get it finished, of course. But right now, I want to polish up these frets and oil the fretboard because it's been a little while since I've done that. So we're going to take some masking tape and mask off the frets and get them polished. This is going to remove any excess oil, but it's also going to help push this down so it can penetrate into the wood a little bit better. Alright, so I want to show you guys the back of this neck and show you guys what I had to do to get the other set of locking tuners in. So you can see that there's 3 holes for every one of the tuners. These 2 outer holes had to be drilled in. They came factory with the single ones just above the larger holes. So you end up having to drill these. Now I know that there are some other Squiers that already have 2 holes drilled, but they're closer down to this hole. So I have another video coming up and we're gonna go over all of that. I'm gonna show you how to drill in and put locking tuners in your Squier. All right, so this is how the tuners come. This is our gold set and we're gonna drop these in. It's gonna take us no time at all. All right, so on the back of the locking tuners, for these ones, there's 2 little pegs and those are what have to go into the wood in the back. The ones that I had, they had 1 peg sticking up in the middle of these 2 and a little bit closer to this rod. So these ones are going to drop right in, and we're going to take a washer. The washer is going to go over the top, and then you take this part and this is going to go down and screw into it, and it's going to lock into the guitar. Alright, so you guys can see right here that the first 3 strings are going to be the 3 tall ones, and the last 3 strings are going to be the shorter ones. So make sure that you have them lined up like that and you have them in order. Like I said, they don't have to be screaming tight. You can usually just do this with a socket and hand tight. Alright, so we have our pickup installed, the frets have been polished, the fretboard's cleaned and oiled, we installed our locking tuners, so I think now what we're going to do is remove this black volume knob and we're going to replace it with a Fender Genuine Gold one. I think I'm also going to try to install some of these gold screws. Now these were just kind of cheap, maybe I should have opted to get the Fender ones and they match a little bit better, but I'm going to put these in around the pickguard and see if I like them better than the black ones. We'll take a look at it, we'll try it out, if it doesn't look bad, then we'll keep it. Okay, so I found out that these Fender knobs, I should have looked sooner, but I didn't. These knobs are not for a split shaft. This is a split shaft here where it has splines on it and it's split here. These are for the CTS pots. They're a solid shaft and these ones will not fit on here. So I'm gonna have to return them, we'll try something else. But next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna install this gold jack plate. Now, I think I mentioned earlier that this gold is a lot lighter than the rest of it. And even though that this is such an extremely subtle piece and it's gonna be down the bottom, I'm gonna have a cable plugged into it. Not really gonna see it, but I think it's gonna be cool. I paid 11 bucks for this on Amazon, so why not try it out? So we're gonna take a 12mm socket and take off the ring, the nut and the washer here. We're going to take a Phillips screwdriver and remove these 4 little screws. I'm not going to bother moving the camera for this. Show you guys what it looks like when it's done. Yeah, even though the gold doesn't match, I still think it looks neat. Yeah, I think that actually looks pretty cool. It's almost kind of giving me like a bit of a steampunk vibe. So this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to keep the string nice and straight so it's running along parallel. You don't want it twisted or anything like that, so keep it nice and straight. We're gonna pull on it and make it tight, but not too tight. So once we get this through, we're gonna put our hand in behind and we're going to tighten it down.
Losing sleep and losing sight. Can I make these worlds collide? Fake the break and take my life. Get lost in things you don't know. it's not that bad. I get lost in the things you told me. It's not that sad. I can't let it all unfold. I can't let it
all. Alright guys, we have finished the brand new look for this Jim Root Squier Telecaster. Let me know in the comment section what you think about these mods, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, follow along and please subscribe. See you in the next one.